Okay, let's see here. How about amethyst points? What kid wouldn't like some amethyst points? Let's see what we got in here. Oh yeah, big ones. Not that one. How about this one? It's got a nice purple color to it. We'll start with that. Well, here's some buckets of finished material. Let's dig through these and see if we can find something for them in those. And then the other thing over here is my tub of giveaway stuff. And there's a bunch of tumble material, things like that. So we can definitely find something in there. So let's get started with those. Okay, let's see here. Nice little piece of petrified wood. It's good and clean. It's got a nice polish to it. We'll add that to our collection. And how about a piece of Brazilian agate? That's a nice little piece as well. We'll go ahead and add that. And then let's dig through these tumble pieces. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff in here we can find as well. There's a piece of Montana agate. Another little piece of Montana. It's got a feature in it. There's a piece of Brazilian. Nice and thin. You could probably use that as a guitar pick if you know anybody that likes to play guitar. Rock guitar picks sound really cool. Here's another thin one. This has what they call turtleback. That's pretty cool. So we can include that one there. There's a piece of petrified wood from Arizona. This first one, this is from Rogers Mountain, which is in Oregon. Let's see here. This is a chunk of tree agate. I believe it's from Africa. And this one is green aventurine. It's got some sparklies in there. Even though it's been tumbled, we'll throw one of those in. Another piece of Montana. Let's see here. Oh, how about some African blue lace? Obviously, Africa. Not sure where these are from. They've been river tumbled and then tumbled in the tumbler as well. So we'll set those in there as well. This is called Coyomito agate out of South America. Maybe Argentina? This is called Swazi agate. It's got a cool little pattern in there. We'll do that. Okay, let's see if we can find something else besides tumble material. Okay, I decided to add a few more. On the left is a piece of red moss agate. The two pieces next to that are fossil coral from Florida. This is a piece of green moss agate. And the last one I think is a condor agate. It's very thin, but I believe it's condor agate out of Argentina. So we'll add those to the collection as well. Okay, so you saw all this stuff. Now I found a few more pieces. So let's go through and see what we got. There's a piece of yellow-brown moss agate from Maury Mountain here in Oregon. This is a limb cast, and you have to look very carefully. You can see the wood striations, but instead of just plain old brown petrified wood, it actually is a clear agate, and this one happens to have green moss in it. This is also from Oregon. It is in a place called Congleton Hollow, which is in southeast central Oregon. Here's a nice little slab of Brazilian agate, been polished. The back has not, but the front is still nice and good and solid, so that should be okay. Now this is a piece of seam agate, and you say, oh yeah, what's so special about that? Well, I polished all the way around the edges so you can see the actual seam, and this was just trapped between, you know, two layers of rock, and it formed this really cool banded agate. Now let's unwrap these other guys and I'll show you those. Okay, let's start over here. We have a half of a thunder egg. It's got some red moss in there. There's a piece of jasper. It's pretty cool. I'm actually not sure of the location. It's a nice little piece of jasper. This is a limb cast, piece of petrified wood, and I polished the end of it. Here's a nice little piece of Brazilian agate, and I've given you both halves of it so you can see what it looked like to start with and what it looks like to finish. Same with this thunder egg from Oregon. You get both halves of it so you can see they go together. And then this is a piece of obsidian from California. So this one's a pretty cool one. You can see it's got all kinds of color in there. So hopefully I can get all of this stuff in the box and send it off. Okay, so here's the box. I reinforced the corners to make it stronger. Now I got to figure out how to get all that stuff in the box with padding, and hopefully none of this will get scratched. So here we go. Well, here's the first layer. Got to add some padding, but I need to get more rocks because I've got everything in there except the tumbled stones. So let's keep digging through the buckets. Maybe I'll include some rough rock as well. I've got plenty of that. So let me dig out some more pieces, maybe some rough rock, and keep loading this up because I don't even know if I'm half full yet. Maybe, because I do have to add padding. So we'll go from there. Okay, so I've got the tumblestones in there in the first layer. Now I've got some rough. This is a piece of green moss agate that I actually recently dug up in the last couple weeks. And it's unpolished, so nothing's going to be shiny on there. That's the way it looks. So if you want to see what it looks like, get it wet. Same with all of these. So this is a agate nodule from Montana. You say, well, okay, well, how do you tell if there's something in there? Well, there's a little kind of, they call it a window. There's a little thing right there. And if you hold it up to the light, it's kind of transparent. So there's not going to be any inclusions or anything like that. But there's going to be something in there, a quartz pocket or something like that. Again, if you want to see what it looks like, polish, you get it wet. Here's a little Brazilian agate nodule. You say, well, how do I know? Well, because I've been doing this for over 30 years. And again, get it wet, and you'll see what it looks like. This is a slab cut for maybe making a piece of jewelry or something. And it's out of a material called, I just went blank. Oh no, rhyolite. There's too many names on these things. It's kind of like pictures. Again, this would be, you know, cut thin for making jewelry or something. But this one's unpolished, a piece of rhyolite. Now here's a slab of a thunder egg. And the bands in there, you can call it banded agate or fortification agate. And again, I would make a piece of jewelry out of the middle of that if I wanted to, but you know, this is what a thunder egg looks like before you polish it. This is called an eye agate, and I started to polish it and then stopped, but you can see why, because it looks like an eye. So this is an eye agate, and I think there's another spot on there as well. So this could get all nice and shiny. I just got lazy and stopped polishing it. So eye agate. This is a piece of petrified wood, except that it's not typical like regular petrified wood. It's actually opal, so it's very soft, and that's why it's all kind of glassy looking and shiny, because it's made out of opal instead of agate or jasper like a lot of other petrified woods. And here's a couple more slabs of thunder eggs. This one is called linear or waterline because of the stripes in there, and then it changed in the environment and turned into a moss agate. And if you hold it up to the light, you can kind of see through some of it. See if I can turn it around without dropping it. So something in the environment changed. It started out like this or like that because the lines are level, and then some other mineral came in and filled in and made moss agate. This slab of thunder egg is not linear at all or waterline, and it's semi-translucent, so you can see different patterns within there. And if I wanted to make a piece of jewelry, I would try and use those different patterns to make something pretty. And then last is a jar of garnet crystals. Don't know where they're from. Somebody gave them to me, so I'm gonna pass them along to you. I probably can't open it with one hand. Nope. So you'll just have to open them and check them out when they get there. So garnet, eye agate, thunder egg slabs, opalized petrified wood, rhyolite, Brazilian agate. I think this is actually from Montana, and it's got something in the middle, and a piece of green moss agate from Maury Mountain. That is here in Oregon. Oh, and the Oregon State rock is actually the thunder egg. There's millions of them in Oregon, so, and they're different beds. This is also from Oregon, but it's on private property, and so you can only go there when you have permission. So there you go. Well, this box is bigger than I thought, so now I've got everything in there again, but I have one more space. So now I need to figure something out for that. Maybe I'll do something for his sister. Okay, all packed up and ready to go. I'll get a address on there and get it to the post office in the next day or two.